Ooh, baby. Metaphiles.
Yeah.
Zach Caffrey.
Jay Ford.
And this is the podcast that talks to you, of course.
We know this.
But this week it would be more appropriate to say, what's up, peeps? Us two homies are going to be dropping the jive on ya.
Damn Skippy.
Because this week we're talking slang.
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 We're going to be slanging
Lingo. We're going to be slinging the slang. Lingo. Argot. Can't.
Yeah. You know, I just forgot every piece of slang I think I've ever known.
Well, that's all right, because you're going to relearn all of them over the course of this hour.
Glizzy means hot dog.
Glizzy?
Yeah. Isn't that quaint?
Is that true?
Yeah.
So if I said I'm going to go eat a glizzy, people would not look at me strangely?
Guaranteed they won't.
Because when I say I want to go eat a hot dog, sometimes they do. All right. And this is the show.
You're cheesing.
Is that good?
Not if you want to be cool.
Well, I would like to be cool. I'd also like to be rad. I'd like to be hip. I'd like to be with it.
You like to be bussin'?
No.
For real?
No, I'm not a buster.
I don't think that's the same as bussin'.
Oh. Well, we're going to learn them all.
I'm ready.
Okay.
You know, I want those things too. You know, for myself, I want to be hip.
Yeah.
Want to know all the slang.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to be a hep cat.
A hep cat.
Yeah.
Ooh. Wow.
Yeah.
Well, let's get the party started.
Let's do it. What the hell is even slang?
It's shit you say because saying normal shit can get a little stale sometimes.
Yeah. That's what we would both say as slangsters
True.
who like to sling the slang.
Mm-hmm.
But a more formal definition of slang would be vocabulary of an informal register, common in spoken conversation, but avoided in formal writing.
I got an informal register for you right here, pal. Oh! Sorry, go on.
What is it?
It's called Bofa.
What's bofa?
Bofa D's nuts.
Shit, you could never use that in formal writing.
Got him.
So, that's what slang is.
I know.
Yeah,
I knew that.
and everybody does know. But just wanted to set us up a baseline.
Smooth it out like butter on the toast.
Formal writing,
Huh?
informal register. Everybody just kick back. Take your ties off.
We encourage you to register the following episode informally.
Absolutely. Remove your mortar and tassel. This is not academia. This is Metaphiles.
Here, here.
Here, here. And we'll begin, of course, as we do, with slang and us.
It's more likely than you think. Slang? In my life?
It's
more likely than you think. I like some slang, you know? I'll slang it.
I love slang. And I told you already off mic, this is probably my favorite research that I've ever done for any episode. I got really very into it.
Well, it's saying a lot. Because you've done some quite interesting research. I've learned a lot. And of good stuff, of useless stuff.
Yeah.
Um,
And, you know, useless is in the earbud of the behold listener. But this one, very fascinating. And I, for sure, will be doing a lot of follow-up reading after the episode is over, even. I didn't listen to a bunch more new metal after that episode. Needed a break. But I'm in the mood for slang now.
Is it okay if we like make up slang as we think of it during the episode?
It absolutely is. I, in fact, have one that I'm really trying to get started.
Oh, yeah? Well,
Yeah.
Real quick,
Please.
what you just said about ears and stuff,
Mhm.
ears should be called Gaga cups.
Because you mostly are going to use them to listen to Lady Gaga music.
Just pour that Fame Monster into that half full glass
Yeah.
of hearing flap. You know?
The Gaga cups are located on either side of the poker face.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, it is. Oh.
It makes sense that this is such an exciting topic because we're both wordsmen. We love words. We use them.
I eat words for breakfast.
Yeah. You eat alphabet soup for breakfast.
There's alphabet cereal. Remember that?
I do.
Alphabets.
Yeah. Which came first? Did somebody say, what if we made this soup cold? Or did somebody say, what if we make this cereal tomato based?
I want to say Chef Boyardee's nuts was first. Sorry.
No, Chef Boyardee's nuts is so good that I'm like, that must already be a shirt. There's no way we got there first.
If we just now got there first, that's bussin'.
So do you want to hear the slang that I want to get going?
Proceed.
Okay. It is cring.
Ooh, okay.
C-R-I-N-G. Cring.
Okay.
What is cring? It is when one swipes one's credit or debit card or uses the chip. The sound the thing makes is cring. But when one is so financially liquid that they can be making purchases without hesitation, they are cring. So when you can achieve the noise that is cring without any anxiety, you are living cring.
I go from cring to cring.
Exactly.
I live my life from cring to
Yeah.
cring.
Am I going to buy an RC helicopter? Of course I am. Cring.
I got nothing but cring in my dreams.
Mm-hmm.
I like it, man. I think that's it feels right. It sounds right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's
something to aspire to. Like I'm out here trying to live cring.
So what do you say when like your card declines because you spent too much money on comic books? What do you say then?
First of every month for me.
You can't just say I'm not cring.
No, yeah, there needs to be something that's the opposite of cring.
Cringe is already taken, but obviously that would be the next.
If you can't be cring, you are cringe. It is kind of taken, but let's pin in it.
Put it
by the end of the episode.
Put it in the oven.
We'll know what is anti-cring. Because all good slang must have a yin to its yang.
Surely.
Is the opposite of cring. Krang.
Krang. I'm pretty krang, man. I'm sorry, I can't make it out. Pretty krang right now.
I mean, that's also taken by that was the evil brain that the Ninja Turtles were usually fighting. But he didn't have a lot of money, I don't think. So.
Moving on from any comic book related subject.
I snuck a little bit in there, but. So, yeah, cring. Everybody out there, get it going. Start trying to live cring and start saying cring a lot. And also, registered trademark of Metaphiles naturally, and it will be on a t-shirt, and we own cring. Cring is going to make us cring.
Cring will make us cring.
It sounded almost religious.
King Cring.
Cring will make us cring.
Jesus Cring. That's his name. He lost his hand because he doesn't even need it to swipe his card. He's so cring, he doesn't even need a card, a physical card.
That's right.
He just...
For he so loved Kring that he gave up his own Kring hands.
His only begotten hand. That whoever shall be Krang and be Kring with him will Kring forever.
It could also be Krong. Kring Krong.
Krong. I don't know.
Okay. I just thought King Kong is not a comic book reference, so just trying to make you happy.
Yeah. I'm sure you expend a lot of energy every episode saying things that aren't comic book related, so I appreciate the effort.
Yeah. I mean, bowling? It's not about comic books at all. I did a whole fucking episode about it.
Mm-hmm. What's some slang for bowling? Rolling.
Rolling the rock.
Throwing the rock.
Yep.
Rolling.
Throwing the rock.
Cool.
This good one, yeah. Dialing into you and I in a different way, I found a list of one piece of slang specific to every of the 50 states in the United States, including Hawaii. As of last episode, Hawaii is officially considered a state here on the show. Aloha.
Just throw him a bone. Kind of Tom Brady him a bone there in the middle of the Pacific, you know.
I would like to see Tom Brady throwing a big old bone like a football. I don't know who to or for what, but I would just like to see it.
Well, once people start buying our shirts, we can probably make that happen. Have him as a guest, maybe after Bob Dylan.
Yeah,
Put him on the list, you know.
I think Bob Dylan's gonna be pretty upset if we don't get him on soon after we named a whole episode about him. So, I only looked at our 2 states.
Okay.
And according to our favorite, the internet, West Virginia, my
Mountain Mama.
motherland, my mountain mama,
West Virginia
is the only place where the slang term holler is used. I don't really think that's true.
It's the only place?
Yeah, that seems wrong, right?
That's throughout the Appalachians.
I would assume so as well. But I was waiting for it to just say like pepperoni roll or something, but it's a holler. Do we think there's anybody out there that doesn't know what a holler is?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Some city slicker Yankee.
Mm-hmm. A holler's a place way out in the woods where ain't no one gonna find you, and you can just sit back and have a big old shindig and sip moonshine out of the ball jar and play a 6-string all goddamn night, and ain't nobody gonna bother you who don't know how to get there. And they call it a holler either because A or B or a combination. It is a hollow part of the dense woods of West Virginia where people can gather, but also it's because you're hollering from one to another to your neighboring holler and be like, hey, come on over. We're having a shindig over here in this holler. And they say, well, from over here in this holler, I heard you holler, and I'm coming on over now.
Probably having the exact conversation happening right now.
Yeah, every day.
Those beautiful Smoky Mountains.
And for Florida, apparently, I'm curious, do you have a guess?
Nope.
Fair enough. According to our favorite, the internet, Bobo. You hear that a lot growing up?
Bobo. No.
Never?
No.
So either this list is bullshit or you're not really from Florida.
Careful now. What does it mean?
Bad, crazy, weird. Probably from Cuban influence, where the word bobo in Spanish means silly or foolish.
That's sus. That's sussy.
Mm.
Nah, I've never heard that, man. I'm telling you.
So
I'm from a small town in Florida, so maybe didn't make around my part of the woods.
maybe not a lot of Cuban influence in your.
A lot of Puerto Ricans, actually.
Okay.
I ate my fair share of empanadas. could go for about 50 empanadas right now.
So the empanadas were not bobo to you.
Mm.
Meaning you did not find them to be bad, crazy, weird.
Mm.
All right, well, there's that.
Well, I mean, you know, again, the internet doesn't know everything, people. Okay, you gotta live there and you gotta be there.
Yeah, and for the first time ever on Metaphiles, we found something on the internet that isn't true.
Well, I'm sure it is. It's just,
This is
I'm just, you know, hey,
yeah, you are
I'm not Florida in the flesh. You know.
right. Yeah.
I'm only a man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're only a man from somewhere.
Is that a Bob Dylan song?
No. Just stating
I
facts
do come
about
around
you that
sometimes.
you're from somewhere.
Can't argue with that.
Mm-hmm. And we don't need to. This isn't the
We're gonna gab on
the
about
Cuban Inquisition here. I'm not gonna.
The Cuban Inquisition.
So, I gotta like recover from this moment where that list showed me something about you that I didn't know before. That
What?
I'm trying not to.
That I burp a lot?
I knew that before. No, that I at this point don't think that you actually are from Florida, which is pretty weird. We've known each other a long time. But
We can continue the episode,
yeah, let's.
or we can settle that.
Let's just move right along. You want to play a game?
Made the right choice. Sure. Yeah, let's play a game.
Let's play a game. Just like we used to do back home in Florida. Okay. So I have here, Jay, a list of 5 slang terms from the 60s, 5 from the 70s, 5 80s, 5 90s, and 5 aughts.
Okay. Aunt slang.
I guess so. And it's totally 25 words.
Mm-hmm.
I want you to try and guess which decade each word is from.
Easy.
So you say. So, as always, we need us some steaks.
Yeah. You know, how about just an actual fucking steak?
Okay.
Cool.
Great. So, one of us will buy the other one a steak, and the loser is not allowed to have a steak.
That's right. The loser has to watch us eat a steak.
Yeah. You can have something else to eat, but it can't be a steak.
No.
You can have water.
Yeah, water.
Okay.
Maybe rolls if they
Okay.
if they
If
come
they
with
have
the
them
table.
there. You're not allowed to order the rolls, but any food that's on the table, you're allowed to pick at the scraps.
Sure.
Deal. All right, and what do we think? If you get under 20,
Sure.
fair?
Yeah.
All right. All right, Jason Ford, are you ready to play?
Yes.
Number 1, baller. 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, aughts.
90s.
Correct. Booyah.
Aughts.
Incorrect. Cowabunga / tubular.
90s.
Incorrect.
Damn it.
Crunk.
Aughts.
Correct. Getting a little scary for a second there. Da bomb.
Aughts.
Incorrect.
See, okay, there's so many from the 90s that I think are from the aughts.
I knew that would be the most difficult part of it.
That's the hard part. Okay, well,
Well,
I'll keep it in mind.
there's also another decade that might be difficult. But next
That's
up,
it.
dork.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
80s.
Incorrect. Ooh, I can taste that sirloin. Far out.
60s.
Correct. Flower power.
60s.
Incorrect.
What?
Funky fresh.
70s.
Incorrect. 80s.
What the fuck?
Give me some skin.
80s.
Incorrect. 60s.
What?
Much earlier than you would have thought, right?
Whoa.
Yeah. Not looking great. Gnarly.
80s.
Correct.
I was going to say 90s, but I was like, no. Internet's like, actually, the term actually originally originated in the decade before.
I got this game from Zach'sFunWords.com. Hella.
Aughts.
Incorrect.
90s, of course. I need to put on my fucking Reddit hat. Where there's a fucking, you know, an actual. I need to put on my actually hat.
Mm-hmm. You do.
I think I've already lost, anyways.
We're almost exactly halfway through, and you have lost. So I'm going to change the game a little bit.
Okay.
I'm going to say at this point, if you can score 15,
Okay.
then you have to buy me a steak, but you also are allowed to buy yourself a steak. And you don't just have to watch me eat.
That is, those are acceptable stakes.
It's the best you're going to get at this point.
Yeah.
So, let's continue. And I want you to really center yourself. Remember where you were in the 90s and where you were in the aughts. And what everybody was saying to you.
Okay.
Noob.
I'm going to go with 90s.
Incorrect.
Odds.
Yeah. If I give you 3 guesses for now.
I'm always going to guess the fucking decade before, because it's always going to be like, in 1997, there was a guy in his basement who typed it out in a chat room called Zach's Favorite Words or whatever the fuck. Alright, let's go.
Love that chat room. Old lady / old man. Me and my old lady. We're gonna take the VW shag wagon out to Monterey
you
Pop
don't have to do that. It's
Festival.
clearly the 60s.
Yeah.
You don't have to do that.
I knew that you already would know. That's the only reason. Fat. P-H-A-T. Fat.
90s.
Hell yeah. Poppin'.
Ooh. I don't know. Did Tony Montana say that? He would have if he could have. If somebody had thought of it at that point.
He might have said it in his later life.
I'm going to go with 90s.
Incorrect, Jay.
I'm going to guess 80s.
Aughts.
What?
Next up, this is not me saying this. This is the next one. Psych.
90s.
No, sir. 70s.
Whoa!
You're bombing.
Yeah.
When did people start saying things were sketchy?
'70s.
Aughts.
Oh my god.
Way off. Your slangometers needs fine-tuning.
I got no slang in me. I don't got a slang bone in my body.
You need to just concentrate to formal writing. When did people start referring to people as being a spaz?
90s.
80s.
80s.
When did people start saying people were square? That was great. Sorry to...
Square?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go 70s.
60s. When did people start referring to the man?
60s.
Yep. When did people start saying, I'll catch you on the flip side?
70s.
Yes. This is the weirdest one on the list, because I would have assumed this was from the 50s, but it wasn't. This is up your nose with a rubber hose, Jay. That used to be the hardest you could ever fucking slam someone. If you said that to somebody in this decade, they would sob.
I am completely unfamiliar with it.
I believe it was probably popularized in the show Happy Days, I think. I feel like I remember hearing that people would say this in that show that I've never watched. From
70s.
that decade, yep.
Wow. Yeah.
And then the last two, I flipped alphabetically just because I wanted to end on the one I wanted to end on. So, next to last, yuppie. When did we start being so mad at yuppies?
That's 90s.
80s.
Wow.
Yeah, they've been around longer than...
I forgot to center myself.
You did. You want to start over? And finally, a piece of slang that you are all too familiar with. I would say it might be your favorite word of all.
90s. Word.
Correct. That's right. I wanted to end on a bang with you.
Appreciate it.
So, if you would just make some beeping noises as I calculate the results. Jason Ford, out of 25 possible points, you scored 10. And I like a
whack.
I like a ribeye, medium rare. Probably some green beans on the side.
Do you mean asparagus or green beans? No restaurant's gonna give you green beans with a ribeye. I don't know.
That's what I want. So you better figure it the fuck out, you spaz, or otherwise it's up your nose with a rubber hose.
Wow. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
Well, you know what? I say we're even at. I got an RC helicopter. You got a ribeye, and I have to sit there and drink water.
Oh yeah, you do. You didn't score 15, so yeah, you just sit there and watch. And I'm gonna eat it slowly. I'm gonna really savor every bite.
Send it back twice. This isn't quite medium rare.
Yeah, I would not consider this to be crunk. And then when I get the good one, I'll say, please tell the chef I said booyah.
Oh, man.
So there you have it. There's a little taste of slang throughout history and a little taste of steaks for me.
Ooh. Well, I mean, that was very illuminating. It really was.
Yeah.
Hell if I know,
And since I know that was a tough game for you, I'm not even gonna fight it. Let's have a quick little lay of plays.
Oh, thank you so much. Oh. Welcome to Lay of Plays, the podcast where we think of better podcasts and don't know about slang and history. It'd be a cool podcast if the guest and everybody have to say everything perfectly grammatically correct, and as soon as they make any mistake, they have to eat a whole meal from Arby's. And then they restart.
And every time they have to eat another meal? Jesus.
It would be for intellectuals.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it'd be called maybe Graham Arby's.
Be like a spelling bee, too.
Oh,
Grandma
yeah.
Bees.
Yeah. And the sponsor would be Arby's. And I don't know.
They sponsor a show that's full of people being like, do I have to?
No,
More
Arby's,
I don't want to eat this garbage.
Any publicity is good publicity.
That's
Wait,
true.
bad publicity is bad publicity? This has been Lay of Plays.
You got so rattled by the game.
I'm shook.
Your slanghometer's off, and now your idiometer is off as well.
My idiometer is off the charts. Not with the church. Not with my idiosyncrasies, but my idiocy. But I'm going to try to do better for the Metaphiles audience, and we all can grow and we all can learn, and I'm going to do better.
That was very brave.
Thank you.
You're brave. And we'll be right back. Oh. And we'll be right back.
All right, we'll be right back, I guess.
And we're back.
We're back.
And that is, of course, an example of slang.
Driving the whip. Whipping it.
Whipping it. That's slang.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, now we will discuss slang in the world. And within that, break format a little bit whenever you're ready.
I'm ready.
And we're going to talk about slang as it relates to the world that is the Metaphiles audience. Because guess what? You and I have, on top of Kring,
Mm-hmm.
you and I have been creating slang this whole time.
I know about sayings that we normally say. I can't think of actual, like, slang.
Well, I've got a list right here.
Say. What do you got?
And once you see the nature of this list, I think you'll.
Okay.
I feel confident you'll have a few yourself. If two Metaphiles fans were to meet each other, they could say, one could say to the other, "Oh, that thing. What's something that they could be talking about?"
Spiders.
Yeah, absolutely. And the one would say to the other one, "Spiders, trap drawer."
Ooh.
And that would mean they think it's bad. They could also say, what's another thing they could be talking about?
They could be talking about spiders.
Okay, sure. Let's say this is two different Metaphiles fans.
Unrelated events. Unrelated situations.
They're meeting all the time. And one might say spiders, rust pull. And they would mean that they think it's good. They could also say, and this is kind of perfect for spiders.
Is there something that they should be talking about?
Is there?
Let's say they're talking about the arachnids.
Oh, sure. Yeah, let's say, for example, they chose to discuss arachnids, this new third pair of Metaphiles fans.
Yeah.
They could say, oh, arachnids, they're helicopter. And by that, they would mean that they are fun, but bad. / a penis.
Right. So it's kind of glizzy.
Yeah.
Helicopter. Well, I just like helicopter, which is the most direct one that I feel we've come up with is helicopter for
penis.
for cack. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it's a slang that has two meanings because we also did determine that helicopters are fun, but ultimately evil.
Mm-hmm.
If two Metaphiles fans were sharing a glizzy, which we now know means hot dog, and they liked it, the one would say to the other one, "This glizzy, checkers," and by that they would mean that it's delicious.
Yeah, my Metaphiles memory is not as good as yours. I forgot all about these slangs.
Well,
We've been slanging it this whole time.
we're so busy slanging that sometimes we don't stop to smell the slang roses. And so we're just, and I got just one more, which is that if two Metaphiles fans were talking, and what could they be talking about?
The movie Arachnophobia.
Sure. And maybe the one didn't really care for the movie so much, that Metaphiles fan would say to the other one, "I felt like arachnophobia was pretty Connecticut," by which they would mean boring.
Ooh, okay. Well, I mean, but it's the helicopter state.
Not yet.
True. Okay. Pretty Connecticut.
That's some Metaphiles slang.
Or if they didn't like the movie, they could have said I believe there's a county in Michigan where there's a hell of a lot of those DVDs sitting around.
Yeah.
Imported, yeah.
That would be slang for if something is trash.
Mm-hmm.
Total Michigan County.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, also, if you wanted to call somebody an idiot, you say plastic factory.
Yeah, that's right.
I just recalled that one now.
Would you grow up next to a plastic factory? Did you go to school next to a plastic factory?
So there you go, Metaphiles fans. You have been gathering slang over these weeks with us.
This whole time, it's inside of you.
Yeah. It's always been inside of you, and it always will be. And your lexicon is just going to go up and up and up and up and up.
You're welcome. You know what makes me sad?
What's that, Jay?
That I can't just be a Metaphiles fan and just be enthralled and enchanted to watch a new episode every Saturday.
Yeah. The one thing a pen can never do is write on itself. Unless we could clone ourselves.
Well, I mean, we are here on behalf of the actual podcasters. We're as Uber Podcast officially.
Yeah. They've been spending a lot of money on us since they discovered that app.
It's just so convenient.
Mm-hmm. If we cloned ourselves.
Yeah. Wouldn't that be crazy? Never done that.
And the clone is from Florida.
Hmm.
Now, if we cloned ourselves and we wanted to train our clones to be as good at hosting Metaphiles as we are, however good that may be, in my opinion, 10 out of 10, how would we do it? We'd need to show them everything we were ever shown and have them do everything we've ever done. Or do we just show them every episode up until the point where they are old enough to start hosting for us and assume they can take it from there?
I'd say, hey, guys, come over for some brews. Here's an RC helicopter. You have to eat orange Checkers French fries. You got to Uber home.
Yeah.
You need to get a haircut before you come here.
Mm-hmm. And I would
so on and so forth.
teach mine how to Google stuff, not that much.
Yeah. It would be a big ask. That'd be a tall order.
Yeah. We would have to get them hooked on cigarettes.
Yeah. Here you go. Smoke these. You're going to need lots of these.
Which wouldn't feel great as the clones' essentially parents, but
They'd know
we were just doing what's best for them.
they need to walk in our camel filter shoes. I think my clone would burp as much as I do, right? Just naturally.
They could work that out in the cloning factory. Make sure the tubes are correct.
You got the Burp-Tube. Yeah.
Yeah, and you're going to want to enlarge that.
That's slang. My new slang for esophagus. Burp-Tube.
I love it. Yeah. Stick that glizzy down your burp tube, it's going to be checkers.
Stick that glizzy down your Burp-Tube. It's going to be checkers, trust me.
It's going to be checkers. You're going to feel rustful afterwards.
Yeah, well, that saying is officially rustful as well. Stick that glizzy down your I can't. That's perfect, man.
Yeah, so we're building a whole language. Is there a language that is entirely slang? Entirely.
No, by definition, it can't be.
It can't be because, yeah.
It's almost an antinomy. Antinomy. You know, the more a language, the more the slang, and vice versa.
Yeah.
You know, which is why I'm so good at slang, having written a book that I know 5 out of 25
Yeah.
slang periods.
Well, your book, spoiler alert, takes place in the future, so you were too busy worrying about slang that we don't have yet. Nobody said up your nose in a rubber hose in your whole book. I read it, and nobody says that once. Which I, by the way, is why I gave it only 3 stars.
Whatever. What else you got?
Well, so
These facts.
this is
I
a
wanted to
topic.
fact hack this week.
This is a topic that's so big that, frankly, of any one we've ever done, I'm going to call it right now, this episode is going to birth sub-episodes like crazy, I feel.
Okay.
So, rather than really diving deep into various world slangs, I have here a list of just a few of the world slangs that exist. Just the idea of them is what we're going to talk about.
Okay.
And at some point, some of these may come back. So here we go. Leet, a.k.a. 1337, which is a digital...
Aughts.
Yeah, digital slang. We're not playing the game.
Gotta let it go.
Barjons, which is probably pronounced wrong. Dutch criminals, tramps, and traveling salesmen slang. Calo, Mexican, Spanish, early 20th South United States zoot suit culture slang.
Can you repeat that, please? Zoot suit?
Specifically, the culture of people who were wearing zoot suits in the southern United States in the early 20th century.
Oh, got it.
They had their own slang that made it to Wikipedia.
Well, slang is clear. Zoot suit is clearly slang, right? I don't know.
No, a zoot suit's a style of suit. It's very big. There was a whole riot about them at one point in the 90s.
Wow. Okay.
It was called the Zoot Suit Riot. Bring out your Zoot Suit Riot. You remember that shit?
Sure.
You don't remember that song?
No, I don't.
Wow, it was a very big song. Cantonese internet slang is its own specific internet slang, which I don't even think is actually Cantonese. I think that it means something else.
Cantonese nuts.
Cockney rhyming slang, of course.
Hey, there's a language that's basically all slang.
Cockney.
Yeah, that's going to be a check on my prior statement.
I would say like 80-20 slang.
Yeah.
Because they also can talk about football.
Yeah.
Fala dos Arzina, again, pronounced incorrectly, is a slang that is specific to Galician Spanish stonecutters. They got their whole own thing.
Nice fellows.
Yeah. Fenya, Russian criminals. Most slang is for criminals. Cockney rhyming slang, also criminal. But here's one that's not for criminals. Gale, which is slang specific to Afrikaans homosexual men in urban South Africa. Not even homosexual women are using Gale. They're using a whole other slang, probably. Jaoul, French Quebecois working class slang. Wow. Memes are a form of slang.
I believe it's pronounced maymays.
Oh, get the fuck out of here. And Polari is the last one that I wrote down, which is used in the UK by actors, circus folk, wrestlers, merchant sailors, and, guess what, criminals. And that was not even the whole list that I found. Of course, that was like the tip of the iceberg.
What is Polaris?
Polari.
Polari?
And I didn't even look up any of the words of any of these. Just knowing they're all out there got me all excited. But I want to know about each one. And more. Slang.
You're
awesome.
You're going to have to travel to each place that has that slang and just say it.
I'm going to have to go to each place. I'm going to have to become a Russian criminal, an Afrikaans homosexual man, a Galician stonecutter.
Have you heard of
folk.
the Metaphiles, bro? Are you Gale? You never heard of it?
Slang.
Wow.
Worldwide, and every subculture has slang. That's why it exists, as you were saying.
It's very, very idiosyncratic.
Yeah.
You know, very much.
And the reason slang is not the same as jargon is because jargon would be something that is meant to kind of simplify language.
Truncate.
Yeah, truncate, so that everybody who knows the same thing can say the same thing quickly and efficiently. But slang specifically exists so that only those in the know know it.
So it's not trying to help people speak with more efficiency. It's trying to gatekeep
Yes.
and exclude people.
Yes. Well, that would be like the outsider's take on it. The insider's take on it would be, this is the way we talk because we're these people. And we want to talk to each other. And we want to have words that each other understands.
Yeah.
So that non-Galician stonecutters get the fuck out.
I belong to that group, I must admit.
Me too.
Yeah.
I'm neither Galician.
I don't have a Galician bone in my body.
Me neither.
Yeah. Huh.
I would not be able to speak in Fala dos Oxena.
Follow the what?
I don't know. I don't even know how to say it.
Pretty cool.
Yeah.
Pretty cool way to live.
So slang, man. I fucking love slang. I think it's awesome. I love this topic.
I just wish I was better at it and did more of it. Also,
You are better at it. You use slang all the time. You just are shook by the game. And we're too busy talking slang to talk in slang.
I guess.
You got a little something?
This is a list of Victorian slang words.
And this, folks, I do think this is a first. Jay coming in with some fucking research. I love it.
The hat's on the other foot. Victorian slang. Here we go.
I can't wait.
Giggle mug.
That's a smile.
Always smiling.
Yeah.
Bitch the pot.
That means you like welched on a deal. Am I right?
Understandable. Pour the tea.
Oh. So to bitch something is to pour it.
Yeah. Hey,
So-
kid, bitch me a Budweiser right in this bad
Bitch me a
boy.
glass of water, please.
Got the morbs.
The more, ooh, that's fucking. I got the mobs. It means you're scared or you're
Ooh.
like depressed.
Temporary,
Morbid.
temporary sadness. Yep.
I love that. I got the morbs. That's so modern sounding.
I know. A lot of these are
All slang is like cool.
tight as a boiled owl.
Spendthrift.
Drunk.
Oh, what?
Yeah. Which I would just say drunk as a boiled owl.
Yeah, I would never describe a drunk person as being tight.
Hmm.
That's the opposite.
The opposite. Poked up.
Poked up. I think they were
Lewd, maybe.
a little snorting something, maybe.
Embarrassed.
Okay.
Sauce box.
Sauce box. Now that's a drinker.
Ooh, so close. Into which the drinks are received.
Oh, okay. So the sauce box is the mouth?
Yep.
Okay.
Cupid's kettle drums.
Man, there's just nothing to do back then but get fucked up, huh? What was the new one?
That and line up in front of each other and shoot each other.
What was
Cupid's kettle drums.
Cupid's kettle drums. Like
Think of it as the most. Think of it as the most verbose, eloquent, tongued 8-year-old boy.
Okay. Can you give it to
What
me
might-
again as that boy?
I do like living in Victorian times. I do wish that I could become a man and wed a beautiful woman and have access to her Cupid's kettle drums.
Oh, it's her boobs?
Yeah.
Wow.
And
That boy was very verbose. He's quite romantic, actually.
not up to dick. Not up to dick.
Oh, I really hope that means you're just like sitting around.
I know it sounds like it would, but it just means unwell.
Oh, okay. So you're too sick to
Yeah. I got the
Be
COVID. I'm
playing-
not up to dick.
I can't be playing with Cupid's kettle drums today. I'm not up to dick. I'm just not up to it.
There you go.
Wow. I loved it.
Yeah. I would have, if you had told me those, by the way, I would have guessed 1800s.
For some of them, for sure. Can I hear the first couple again? I just want to remember the one I really, really liked.
Giggle mug,
Mm-hmm.
bitch the pot,
Mm-hmm.
got the morbs.
That was the one. Got the Morbs.
It's
I
pretty-
am going to call the next Chop Chop Chang EP Got the Morbs.
Oh,
It's so cool.
that's historic.
I got the Morbs.
Yeah,
Oh, man. So excellent.
pretty cool.
Fucking, we'll be right back.
We'll be right back.
We are back again.
We have returned.
We have. And we didn't eat any Arby's over the break.
Mm-mm.
And we won't be eating any Arby's during this segment.
Mm-mm.
But we will continue to talk about slang, and we will discuss
Why? Why slang?
why slang. And, of course, why not?
Yes. Yes.
And we accidentally kind of touched on it at the end of that last segment, but why slang is because you want to have a dialogue that is informal with your people in your own way.
Well,
But why?
yeah. Well, surely to understand slang, you have to understand why. You have to ask why use words. Because there's some dope shit in your fucking dome
Mm-hmm.
that you want to slide over to other people so that they can watch the podcast,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
that they can understand what you're trying to put down.
You got
You
some,
feel me?
You got some rad thinkies in your brain pan that you're trying to lay out.
Mm-hmm. That's right. And that's why we even open our sauce boxes. You know? Sometimes you got to tell somebody you're not up to dick. You
Right.
know? Sometimes
Yeah.
you got to tell somebody you got to slide a glizzy down your Burp-Tube and it's going to be checkers.
Absolutely. And you do that in opposition to the man, because it's up his nose with a rubber hose.
Easy.
I'm sorry. That is how I feel.
So, well, okay, well, perhaps you communicate more with slang as long as the other person knows the has the shit already in there,
Right.
in their fucking Metaphiles bin.
Exactly. Yeah. In their gray mush, which is another.
Gray mush. in the sickly, festering gray mush. You know, as long as somebody else has that, you know, you can almost communicate more
Yeah.
with slang.
So, I'm going to take us down a brief winding path here. The Big Bang. No. We, as the human race, we develop language. We develop the ability to communicate. Why, or why not slang, you could say, is why ever complicate things further than they need to be complicated. But it's because that's already
'Cause it's
happening no
dope
matter
as hell.
what. It is dope. Slang is an art form.
Hmm.
I truly believe that,
Yeah,
As-
you know what?
as word fan.
Sure. I mean, yeah,
And
it's very pure art.
and why slang is, if I'm living in urban South Africa, and I'm a homosexual man who speaks Afrikaans, then I'm going to say to you something in Gael and see if we are simpatico, copacetic. Because if we're not...
You couldn't just be like, hey, are you gay?
No.
Why just do that?
No. Boring.
Well, it's just like, yeah. You gotta communicate more than boring old fucking words. And when you hit that slang, that other slang circuit,
Yeah.
and the sparks like, and you know, it communicates more. Once
Absolutely.
once those circuits are connected.
Yeah.
If I rolled up to a hot dog stand, say, sling me a glizzy,
Mm-hmm.
I'd be like, this guy's a hot dog guy.
I'm going to give him the good glizzies, not the shit we serve to
Yeah.
the riffraff.
Yeah.
Yeah. And if you walked up and said, hey, sling me a glizzy, and they were like, what the fuck are you talking about? You're like, I'm just trying to eat something that's checkers. And they go, oh, I gotcha.
Ooh.
Then you know, okay, this guy's not a hot dog guy, and he evidently hasn't heard the most recent episode, but he is definitely a Metaphiles guy.
Yeah. Buy a hot dog from him on principle,
Absolutely.
you know. Just to support the supporters of the
Yeah,
podcast.
because, eventually that hot dog money is going to be turned into t-shirt money.
A little pesto on that hot dog, a little green.
Pesto hot dog. I'd try it.
Mm,
I'd try it.
nah, that wouldn't work. Is it a beef or pork hot dog?
Take your pick.
I don't know. I'm a man of refined tastes. I know when something is checkers and when it's not.
Uh-huh.
And I'm not so sure about...
You know when it's checkers and you know when it's trap drawer.
Yeah. So pesto and pork hot dog, kind of trap drawer.
Hmm.
You got that green glizzy. That's poggers.
Poggers.
Yeah.
Okay, let me try and go through the reverse engineering Cockney rhyming slang process with poggers. Poggers rhymes with froggers, which is a game where you jump over things so that you don't get splattered. Matters. It matters. Something that's poggers means it matters. It's poggers, mate. It matters. Don't get splattered like Frogger. It's pogger.
It's just something that Zoomies say. So
Hmm.
I don't know. I don't know what the fuck is happening in there.
Okay.
Great goo.
Yeah. Oh, man. That's a
That's
gray
a Zoomer
mush.
term.
That's a gray mush that we are already too old to fully get on board with. I didn't.
My mush is so
include,
gray. I can't even.
I didn't include any slangs from past the aughts because I was like, not my world anymore.
Huh.
I don't know if this show is lit. I have no idea.
It's lit.
Is it?
Yeah.
No cap?
No cap. It's lit. See, you know.
I try and keep up.
Well, as a high school teacher, I can't help it here.
Mm-hmm. Plus your 3 kids.
Yeah.
What's going to be after Zoomers? Assuming there are things after that.
Whoa. Well, it's Generation Alpha's next.
Alpha.
So
Oh,
there
it
hasn't-
starts over. Is that robots?
Might as fucking well be. Yeah, I mean, yeah. In a way of speaking.
What was the first generation that had a name?
Right.
Boomers was the first one?
No.
The
think-
greatest generation, which is what now is called baby boomers.
Well, that was
Or no.
World War II participants were the greatest generation.
And they started fucking and led to the baby boom.
Well, before them, you had the silent generation between the wars.
what was before the silent generation?
I think the silent generation was the first one that had a name.
Okay. So we went from the silent generation to
Yeah.
the greatest generation to the baby boomers to Generation X to
Generation X.
I have no idea what you're doing right now.
Don't worry about it.
Okay.
It's kayfabe.
Again, still, I'm further away from knowing. But so, silent generation, greatest generation, baby boomers, Gen X, millennials, and then everybody just gave up. It was like, well, now it's X, and then after that it's Y, and then it's Z, and then we're going back to A. We're not.
Yeah.
Nobody gets an interesting name anymore. It's just letters
Yeah,
from
right.
now on.
You're right.
Whereas before the silent
the-
one, there was nothing. There was no anything.
Where's the, yeah. This eloquence has died a silent death.
Yeah. Well, it's like we
Except
gave
for here
up.
on Metaphiles.
Oh, eloquence alive and well here.
I shit eloquence.
Yeah. Out of the back end of your burp tube. We went from generations don't need a name to they definitely do every time need one to we need one but we don't want to have to
do
work
this?
about
Yeah.
it. We
I
don't
guess
have to-
we still have to do
Yeah.
this. Yeah.
How weird. Is any of that slang?
I wouldn't. I'd put that under the jargon umbrella. As far as the
I think you're right.
names.
And that will be our next episode. Jargon.
Yeah.
I'd like to cast you as the villain of a superhero movie, but where all of your dialogue is delivered in burps.
And now, you will understand my pain. Excuse me. I will make you feel the indigestion that I have found.
But all of that was said burping. And we will fix that in post.
Well, I mean, the ironic and is exclusive here. Behind the scenes metaphile.
Oh, here we go.
Privileged information. Ironically, I don't know how to fake burp.
Ah. And I can burp on command.
You know, life is a twisted game. See, there you go. How does that make any sense? You think if I burp all the time, I'd have some experience, some know-how,
Well, I
some
save
trade secrets of the trade.
I save them all up, and you just use them as they come. It's why
They use me.
It's why you're kind of like the fun one of the podcast.
I'm the fun one.
I'm the nerd over here with my notebook, saving my burps up, like it's like some bank account, and you're just out there living life on the CGI Leia Playa's beach.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I mean, just living in a burp in paradise.
I've been spending most of my life living in a burp in paradise. Burp.
That'd be cool.
You want to hear a little fact?
Sure.
Since I'm the brainy one in our two-man boy band.
Ooh, that's a good name for a boy band.
Two-man boy band.
Two-boy band.
But there are the standard 5.
Yeah.
5 is the standard,
Yeah.
right?
You
get-
there's backup singers.
The cute one,
Two-boy band.
the funny one, the fat one, the bad boy, and the shy one.
Go with the Cockney one.
And there's 6. There's the Cockney one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bye, 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 he would say in NSYNC. We all remember.
Backstraight's back all right.
He's back all right. I'm going to go to the notebook for a second. This is good notebook music. There are 2 ways in which slang is considered to no longer be slang. One is when it has become accepted by the media and is therefore no longer insider. Which is a process that you see happen where, like, the first time they ever talked about tweets on the news, it was like, oh, can you believe it? And now it's like you're looking at Joe Biden's tweets.
Yeah.
And it's just accepted.
Yeah.
And the second is when it makes it into the Oxford English Dictionary. If a word is in the OED, it is no longer slang. Fuck Funkin' Wagnalls. OED, baby.
It's straight not bussin' once it gets into OED.
And the reason for this is, again, that slang is meant to be unknowable.
Well, yeah.
Indefinable.
Insider.
Yeah.
You know, yeah. It's
So if it's in the stodgy old dictionary, if it can be used for academic or legal purposes, wherein a standard lexicon is considered necessary.
Well, that's so true. I mean, or if your dad says it, then it's not. Then it's it. That's it.
Well, then it's dad slang. Like dad rock. A term I hate.
Why do you hate that term?
Because it is...
I just hate dad rock, period.
Dad rock to me is somebody saying, no art that is older than me is valid. And I think that's a fucking stupid opinion.
That is younger than me, you mean?
No, that is older than me.
Oh, I see. Oh, yeah, okay. So,
Like,
okay.
How could anything that came out before I was born be worthy of my ingestion? What?
Well, it's a viewpoint that quickly dissolves around 30.
When you become a dad rock yourself.
Yeah.
Or just if you like
pull your head out of your ass
have
and mow your fucking yard
and turn your bowling lights on.
Crack open a monster. Sip.
Yeah. It's when you reach the age that you start sipping your monsters out of a glass over ice. That's when you truly are able to appreciate the art that came before you.
A true connoisseur.
Monster overtook Red Bull as the premier energy drink, right?
Hell if I know.
Yeah, me neither. I don't drink this stuff.
That's some dad rock shit. Energy drinks are so stupid. Just drink some fucking coffee. You idiot.
Or just don't have energy. What do you need energy for?
Yeah, you're right.
What, are we supposed to be running at 100 miles an hour all the time?
Oh my god, I gotta Uber this and Uber that.
Keep it at a cool 60 mph all the time.
Chill.
You'll get there.
You know, yeah.
You'll finish that project. Or you won't.
It's all true, but at the same time, I'll tell you one thing. Don't try to talk to me until I've had my coffee.
And folks, and we get a little crazy on this show sometimes. We do get a little crazy sometimes.
crazy.
We do get a little crazy.
Whoa!
And you know,
Whoa!
And we're sorry. We are sorry.
We're popping off there.
We got a little hype.
Yeah. Good slang use.
Good slang use. That's when you really know somebody's cool. Is when they say that.
Yeah.
Whenever the next time you hear anybody use any
use.
piece of slang, say good slang use, and they will know that you are with them. If you were sitting with somebody and they used slang, and you said, "Oh, slang," then that's the end, right?
If you acknowledge that it's slang, yeah.
Yeah. It's the end of the conversation
it.
with the person, and also it's maybe is the end of that them ever using that word again.
Ooh.
Because you've kind of have put it in the social OED.
So from now on, whenever I hear slang, somebody say a single slang word, that's slang.
Yeah.
They're going to be like,
Yeah.
ugh.
Next
They're never
time
gonna
somebody
say it
tells
again.
me that somebody clapped back, I'm going to be like, oh, slang. And hopefully I can stem the tide of clap back, which I think sucks. But is that me being dad rock?
I think it's, well, you know what? Maybe this would be a better world without slang. Be more,
Hell no.
well, it'd be maybe be more connected, and and people could just say what they feel instead of feeling like they have to know when in a decade that a slang came from to be in order to not be a dumb idiot.
Nobody thinks you're a dumb idiot. They just think you're out one ribeye.
Even worse.
But no, you raise a good point. I think this is definitely something we should get into before we close it out. Is I do have a cutoff point of slang I'm willing to use or not use, and I'm willing to use slang from before my time. But when I see slang that's coming up ahead of me, I do not like it. And I think ultimately it comes down to the fact that I don't like it because I feel like I know I'm not supposed to use it because I don't want it to become dad rock. But also I do think a lot of it sounds stupid and does sound like people like needing to sound cool instead of having actually sounding cool. But is that me being an old man?
Well, you don't want to be contrived.
I don't want to be contrived, but am I instead just being contrite because I'm being like, get off my lawn with your clap back?
Well, I mean, again, my answer to that would be what I was just saying is like, how about we just say what we mean, and that could be enough.
Well, but if we were a Galician stonecutter...
Well, maybe Galician stonecutters should expand their lexicons to be able to more succinctly relate their thoughts, feelings.
I am very
So
out on
on.
this take. I love slang. I want more of it. I want more slang and less jargon. And even though I don't like Zoomer slang, I'm glad they have it. I'm happy for them.
Bold statement.
I don't like it when they call me a boomer,
Ooh.
but I like that they're out there and they're mad at boomers. I like it.
30-year-old boomer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who does say things like groovy, unironically.
Hey, you know, who am I to say? Who am I to say?
So,
I do like slang. I do use slang. You know? I do.
yeah,
Everybody does.
everybody does and everybody should. It's a way to safeguard ourselves from the man.
That's another, that's another thing too, yeah. That's a good point. Yeah, okay. Well, so, out of the trap drawer. Safe from the trap drawer.
Far out. I would say it's up in the heavenly bowling alley for me, which is the opposite of the trap drawer. Trap drawer is as far down as you can go. The heavenly bowling alley is as high up.
Streets of Pine.
Yeah, it's up there on the streets of Pine.
Old Saint Peter says, "What's your size?"
Absolutely.
Yeah, start rolling.
Yeah. And for any of our listeners who are younger than us, say words we don't understand. That's what you're meant to do.
Go ahead, say all that stupid shit.
And
It's
we're
fine.
gonna turn into
Fine.
dad rock. It's inevitable. And I like dad rock, so fuck you. Up your nose with a rubber hose, you fucking spaz.
Yeah. You dipshits.
Fucking assholes.
Yeah.
And this is the part of the sign off that I say.
This is part of the sign off that I say.
Hey, this is Zach Caffrey,
This is Jason Ford.
and we're the hosts of Metaphiles, the podcast that you just finished watching and technically are still watching. And while you're here, if you could, just go ahead and like this episode, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and leave a comment if you're so inclined. Maybe the comment could be about, and then it'll say whatever the topic was that week. So this is that.
Metaphiles.